Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision HD and this is the English Bulletin with me, Prajwal Nepali. The top stories first. Top leaders of UML trade barbs against each other. Chairman Oli says no space for Madhav Nepal in party. UML Standing Committee meet put off without entering the agenda. Leaders make last-ditch effort for party unity. Government confirms 3,106 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases climbs to 31,000. Fighting rages as Taliban besiege three key cities. Clashes intensify as Taliban fighters enter southern parts of Herat. And Lee Wood beats Shrawan to claim WBA World Featherweight title, dominates his rival to seal the biggest victory of his career. And now the news in detail. CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli has said that there is no space for senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal in the party. UML chairperson Oli made such remark at a meeting of UML Kathmandu District Committee yesterday. Oli said the party had no space for the accomplice who toppled his own party's government and formed a government in collusion with the right-wing party. Oli further said the party would welcome all the leaders if they come with confession and those not returning would be left out. Meanwhile, senior leader Nepal argued that the arrogance and egoism was damaging to all. In a separate function, he added the Supreme Court's verdict of reinstating the House of Representatives was an appropriate decision to strengthen the democratic system and bring the derailed politics back on track. The opposition leaders in Lumbini province have drawn the attention of province chief Amik Shersen, stating that the incumbent government in the province has lost majority. The opposition leaders also urged the province chief to take initiative for the formation of a majority government. Provincial Parliamentary Party leader of Nepali Congress Birendra Kumar Kanaudia, Maoist Center Kul Prasad Kesi, Janata Samajwadi Party Sasram Yadav and Rashtriya Jana Morcha's Tara Jisi met with Shersen and submitted a memorandum for initiating fresh beginning for the formation of majority government. They had also asked to amend the province government's wrong move to weaken the provinceship and belittle the dignity of the constitution and provinceship. CPN-UML Standing Committee meeting has been put off without entering the agenda. Chairperson KP Sharma Oli postponed the Standing Committee meeting in an effort to salvage party unity. UML Standing Committee member and Parliamentary Party Deputy Leader Subhash Nengmang informed that the meeting was adjourned to take further efforts for unity. Leader Nengmang further shared that the meeting has been put off as some leaders are effortful to approach senior leader Nepal for party unity. The meeting is scheduled to be held later today. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed a total of 3,106 new cases of COVID-19 across the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the government had conducted 9,263 PCR tests and 4,256 antigen tests during this period. Kathmandu reported the highest number of new cases with 517, followed by Chitwan 232, Kaski 202, Morang 169 and Lalitpur 164. The ministry said that 23 people succumbed to COVID-19 yesterday, taking the COVID-19 toll to 9,857. Similarly, 1,916 COVID-19 patients recovered from the disease yesterday, taking the total recovery cases to 654,177. According to the ministry, the recovery rate stands at 94.1%. The number of active cases currently stands at 31,353. The ministry said that the number of active cases in Kathmandu is 5,995. And now the news from economic front. The NEPSE index has increased by 2.5% this year. The NEPSE index, which closed at 3,004.31 points last week, has risen by 2.5% this week, an increase of 75.52 points. An all-time record of 3,094.95 points was also set last Wednesday. However, a slight correction on the final trading day of the week put NEPSI at 3,079.83 points. The sensitive index decreased by 8.61 points. The float index increased by 4.49 points and the sensitive float index increased by 2.77 points. The transaction amount has also increased along with NEPSI. In the market where 42 billion shares were bought and sold last week, 167.5 million shares worth 67.74 billion shares have been bought and sold this week. The total market capitalization of NEPSI has increased by rupees 105 billion this week. The total market capitalization of NEPSI, which was rupees 4.1 trillion last week, has increased to rupees 4.2 trillion this week. Of the 13 subgroups traded, the index of 11 subgroups has increased, while the index of the remaining 2 subgroups has decreased. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. Fighting is raging in 3 major cities in southern and western Afghanistan as Taliban militants seek to seize them from government forces. Taliban fighters have entered parts of Herat, Lashkar Gah and Kandahar. They have made rapid gains in rural areas since the pull-out of all foreign troops was announced. But the fate of these key cities will be crucial amid fears of a humanitarian crisis and how long government forces will be able to hold out. The fundamentalist Islamist militia is already thought to have captured up to half of all the Afghanistan territory, including lucrative border crossings with Iran and Pakistan. In Herat, a tall news reporter said clashes had intensified with Taliban fighters entering southern parts of the economically important city. There are reports of fighting in at least 5 different locations. The US is still carrying out airstrikes to support the Afghan forces who have recaptured a district around the airport. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest world from the world of sports. Britain's Lee Wood claimed that the WBA World Featherweight title with a shock 12-round stoppage of China's Su Can. Wood, 32, was only drafted into the fight at 6 weeks' notice but dominated his rival to seal the biggest victory of his career. The Nottingham-born fighter finally sent Su to the canvas with a right hook to the chin in the final round. Su got back but Wood responded with a flurry of shots and the referee stopped the fight moments later. Conor Ben's defense of the WBA Continental Welterweight title against Adrian Granados was due to top the bill, but the fight was postponed earlier this week after Ben on the undercard, Chris Billam-Smith, added the British and European cruiserweight titles to his Commonwealth belt with a split decision victory over Tommy McCarthy. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Top leaders of UML trade barbs against each other. Chairman Oli says no space for Madhav Nepal in party. UML Standing Committee meet put off without entering the agenda. Leaders make last-ditch effort for party unity. Government confirms 3,106 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases climbs to 31,000. Fighting rages as Taliban besiege 3 key cities. Clashes intensify as Taliban fighters enter southern parts of Herat. And Lee Wood beats Su Can to claim WBA World Featherweight title, dominates his rival to seal the biggest victory of his career. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including our website at janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television HD. Thank you for watching. Good day. Namaste.